What is going on, horse racing fans? Today I am sitting in for Prince Green. Welcome to this channel, where we bring you all the latest news and information on horse racing from around the world. In today's video, we're gonna go in depth into the history of horse racing, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. The origins of horse racing can be traced back thousands of years. The earliest evidence of horse racing was found in ancient Greece around 400 BC during the Olympic Games. Charioteers were a popular form of entertainment, and competitions were held regularly. These races were typically over short distances and were intended to show off the speed and agility of the horses and drivers. However, these early forms of racing were not exactly like the horse racing we know today. For example, chariots were driven by two or more horses abreast, and the races were often run in a circle rather than a straight line. During the Roman Empire, horse racing became even more popular. The Romans built large amphitheaters specifically for chariot racing, and the sport became a major form of entertainment for the general public. Chariot racing was also an important part of Roman culture and mythology. The legend of the founding of Rome includes a race between Romulus and Remus's twin brothers, which Romulus won by cheating. In medieval Europe, horse racing was mainly associated with warfare and hunting. Horses were still used for transportation and agricultural purposes, but they were increasingly being used for leisure activities as well. The popularity of horse racing grew in the Middle Ages, and it wasn't uncommon for kings and nobles to have their own racing stables. One of the most famous medieval horse races was the Derby, which was held annually at Epsom Downs in England starting in 1780. The Derby is still one of the most prestigious horse races in the world today. Horse racing continued to grow in popularity during the 18th and 19th centuries. In America, the sport was introduced by British colonists and soon became a favorite pastime of wealthy Americans. In 1823, the first Belmont Stakes was held at Belmont Park in New York. This race was the brainchild of August Belmont, who wanted to create a race that would be even more prestigious than the Epsom Derby. Today, the Belmont Stakes is one of the three crown jewels of American horse racing, along with the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes. During the same period, horse racing also gained popularity in Australia and New Zealand. The first recorded race in Australia was held in 1810, and the sport quickly grew in popularity. The Melbourne Cup is one of the most famous races in Australia and is considered the country's most iconic sporting event. In the 20th century, horse racing continued to be popular around the world. However, the sport faced competition from other forms of entertainment, such as gambling and television. Despite these challenges, horse racing has remained popular and continues to be enjoyed by millions of people around the world. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the different types of horse racing. Flat racing is the most common form of horse racing and involves horses running over a flat course. There are many different types of flat races, including sprints, middle-distance races, and long-distance races. Sprints are short races over distances of less than 6 furlongs, while middle-distance races are between 6 furlongs and a mile and a quarter. Long-distance races are over a mile and a quarter and can be up to several miles in length. Another form of horse racing is steeplechasing, which takes place over a course that includes obstacles such as hedges, ditches, and fences. Steeplechasing is a very exciting form of horse racing and requires skilled riders and well-trained horses. The most popular race in the world is the Kentucky Derby, held annually at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. The race is open to 3-year-old thoroughbreds and is run over a distance of 1¼ miles. The Kentucky Derby is known for its distinctive starting gait and the tradition of the horses wearing blankets with their owners' colors before the race. The race is also famous for its signature mint julep drink and the large crowds that attend the event. Another famous race is the Epsom Derby, held annually at Epsom Downs in England. The race is open to 3-year-old thoroughbred colts, fillies and is run over a distance of 1.5 miles. The Epsom Derby is one of the most prestigious races in the world and is known for its rich history and tradition. The race is also famous for its attendance and the large amounts of money bet on the event. Some other notable races include the 2,000 guineas and the 1,000 guineas, which are held in England, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe held in France, and the Melbourne Cup held in Australia. Betting on horse racing is a popular activity among racegoers, and it can be a fun way to add excitement to the sport. However, it's important to remember that betting should be done responsibly. Many people lose more money than they can afford to lose each year, and it is essential to set limits and stick to them. There are a number of different types of baits that can be placed on a race, and it is important to understand the odds and how they work before placing a bet. One of the simplest types of baits is a win bet, which is a bet on a horse to win the race. Another type of bet is a place bet, which is a bet on a horse to finish in the top 2. There are also more complex types of wagers, such as show, exacta, and trifecta. It's important to do research and choose a reputable bookmaker when betting on horse racing. In recent years, horse racing has faced increased competition from other forms of entertainment, but it continues to be popular around the world. The sport has a rich history and tradition, and it provides an exciting experience for both participants and spectators. Whether you're a seasoned racegoer or a first-timer, horse racing is definitely worth checking out. It's important to note that there are many famous race courses around the world. For example, Royal Ascot is a famous racecourse in England that hosts some of the most prestigious races in the world. Belmont Park in New York and Churchill Downs in Kentucky are also famous racecourses that host major races such as the Belmont Stakes and the Kentucky Derby respectively. Each race course has its own unique history and atmosphere, making each race day a special event. Now let's take a closer look at some of the equipment used in horse racing. Saddles are an essential piece of equipment used in horse racing, and they come in a variety of styles and designs depending on the discipline. Racing saddles typically have a lightweight design and are made from materials such as leather or synthetic fabrics. They feature a flap that hangs from the saddle seat and allows the rider to secure their legs in position. Stirrups are another important piece of equipment used in horse racing, and they allow the rider to stay in position on the horse's back. Racing stirrups are typically made from leather or metal and are attached to the saddle with straps. In addition to saddles and stirrups, horses used in racing also wear special equipment such as blinkers, which are devices that cover the horse's eyes and help them focus on the racecourse. Horses may also wear nose bands, which are placed on the horse's nose to help control their breathing and prevent them from getting injured. Alright guys, that's all for now. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about horse racing. Remember to check back often because we always have fresh content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.